Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with acclaimed singer, songwriter, producer, David Wayne. For more on David, you can read more about him right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the amazing talent of David Wayne.
So right, oh, you give me life, yeah, the way you move and I want you in the worst way, so come on baby, give it to me right now, oh, right now, yeah, you thought it was all a game, but let me cut to the chase, ain't playing slowly wind on me up. Come here right now. Shots of Henny on me. Can you keep up, baby? Don't be shy, I don't bite, so don't waste no time. Oh, time. Come here right now. Oh, I told you don't play around, not a game, baby girl. Look what you've done. Oh, done. Come here right now.
Well, hello, David Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you, Mr. Acclaimed singer, songwriter, producer. David, listen to me. You're unbelievable. And I've had a really great time these past few weeks digging into the world and mind of the great David Wayne. I want to know for you though, David, who are your inspirations growing up artistically?
Man, it kind of ranges, but I would say my number one inspiration is Michael Jackson. And that might be a little cliche, but I mean, he's the greatest of all time.
Not at all. Are you kidding me? He's the freaking best. Like, he's everyone's North Star. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. So, I wouldn't feel ashamed in saying it. I would definitely say Michael Jackson. He's an all-around entertainer, was an all-around entertainer, and he was very good at his craft. And I look at that and admire that, in any artist who's able to do that. So you can even take, his essence and translate it to modern day artists like, Beyonce or even Prince, if you're kind of going back to that time period. So I really idolize a lot of the great artists because I think I see part of myself in them, where it's the need to always recreate yourself and excel and be the best that you can be at whatever it is you do.
And I think on top of that too, what Michael Jackson did in terms of being a game changer was that he was the first multi-hyphenate before there was even a thing called, oh, you're a multi-hyphenate. He literally and figuratively did it all. And, we were talking off camera about, the third word in your byline, producer, not only are you producing, but you're producing your own work. Michael was always about putting out the best version, the first-rate version of him, and that's exactly what you're doing. So what a great baton to take from one of the greatest artists of all time.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I won't say anything else. I definitely
listen. I am born and bred in New York. I say it like it is, as you know.
Appreciate it. Well, thank you. I'm honored to hear that.
Well, listen, David, I know, but I want the audience to know, where did you grow up, and when did you realize that you had a knack for music?
I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. That's kind of, I would say, my stomping ground. And I would say I come from a musical family. My dad was a pretty popular rapper back in Pittsburgh. My aunt is a singer and she's worked her way through the industry. I have a couple of other kind of, familial relations with other artists like George Benson, which he's very famous, worldwide known. I believe it's like a jazz musician or somewhere around there. He's probably going to kill me if he ever sees this. But yeah, a couple I would say notable family members who have all been involved in music. So I've been just there witnessing, people creating music and just creating things all of my life. But I would say I turned maybe about 18. That's when I really got the bug to like pursue music as a passion. And that's when I decided to leave Maryland and come to New York to kind of, take my shot.
Well, speaking of your family, obviously it's been in your purview your entire life, but also in your bone marrow your entire life to do this thing called music. Curious to know, the inspiration growing up. I want to lean into what was like a Thanksgiving around, David's, dining room table like. What were holidays like? Was there always music playing? Was there always singing happening, or was it more chill than that?
I would say it's a bit of a mix of both. I think when you grow up in a family that has people who have been through the industry, everyone's I think just looking for that time to just kind of relax and be themselves. But I think music is always part of everything that we do. Like if we're celebrating Thanksgiving, you have to have the music playing in the background, and it could range from like the Charlie Brown's Christmas theme to like 50 Cent, and we really become part of the music. You get up and you start to dance a little bit and just have a good time. Sometimes you'll start to sing. And my dad, he has his own music studio in the basement, so the music studio was only a couple feet away for us to just kind of go down and start to play some music, or I'll play him some of my music and he'll let me listen to some of the stuff that he's working on with some of his artists and stuff. So it's just really, I would say, part of my DNA, in a way where it's regardless holidays, if I'm just coming back home to visit, music is always just there. It's always present, even when we're kind of relaxing and trying to get away.
I love that. I love that. Now, listen, I want the audience to know a little bit about the backstory behind your song Right Now. How did it come about for you?
Wow, that's an interesting question. It was a song I was working on for, I would say, maybe about the past 2 years, kind of like on and off. I released a pretty big project of mine, which is called Baptism. It was a 6-song EP. I think I dropped it in about 2017. And what I was planning to do was I was planning to kind of do a follow-up project. And Right Now was kind of just one of those songs that I was working on that kind of stuck. I had some, quick melody ideas, and I actually have a song called Twisted, which is a bit more upbeat. It's fun, it's clubby. So what I wanted to do was say, hey, how can I make like a sexier version of Twisted? Because I feel like that's more of my core. I like to just be sexy. I like the ladies to feel sexy, or whoever's listening to my music, I wanted to always give you this feeling of sexiness. So that was overall the idea that I had with Right Now. It's like I just kind of cracked open my laptop, pulled my microphone next to me, and I just started playing around with a couple ideas. I put it kind of to the shelf for maybe at least a year. And then recently, maybe a couple months ago, I said, oh, wow, this is a really good song. Let me like go and polish it up. And that's what I did.
I love when I speak to artists about songs that they might have written a year ago, 2 years ago, sometimes even a decade ago. They put it in the trunk, and then somehow, somewhere, they feel, oh my God, wait, there was an emotion I felt a long time ago. It's now time to release that emotion. And it could be, again, a year, two, a decade. That's what I love so much about, artists like you. It's like you are unabashedly unapologetic with, obviously writing songs in the moment for how you're feeling now, but maybe not totally releasing it until you gutturally feel it's ready. And I love that you went back to look forward, and that you released Right Now when it was, dare I say, hokey woke will, right.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing to me about excuse me, that's the most important thing to me about music and creating, is like I want it to feel right, and it has to represent who I am in the moment. And I think that it can be a battle sometimes, because especially nowadays where it's like, okay, we have this microwave culture where people just want you to put songs out every week. But for me, I really need to like embody the music and be what the music is really calling me to be. So sometimes I can take a lot of time to really sit down and think about what it is I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say, and who I want to be before I put something out. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
I love it, David. Well, you only put out the best when you want to do it, and that's what makes you the amazing singer, songwriter, producer, Renaissance man, dare I say, that you are. And listen, I could speak with you forever, but I want our audience to know. For more on the incredible David Wayne, you can read more about him right below this video. And David, thank you so much for the time that you took today to speak with me.
Awesome, and thank you. I really appreciate it.